So, if you're looking to master Unix and understand the powerful world of operating systems, you're in the right place. So, be you are a complete beginner or looking to sharpen your skills, this channel is here to guide you through the basics of Unix. So, from understanding its basics to its core concepts, we will be breaking down everything into simple, easy to follow lessons. So, before we start off with the actual concepts, we will look into the platforms that can be used for our practice sessions. So basically we have different practice platforms available. So the first one is online platform, which is very simple to use. So you don't have to install all the servers and then start working with. Instead, you will have the terminal available in the front end and you can start working on it. So the general online platform that I use in is JS Linux, and I'll be showing the link of how to access JS Linux and start working with. And the next one you have is a Windows platform. Again, on the Windows platform, you have multiple platforms available. So we would be going with WSL, which is Windows Subsystem for Linux. So if you are a Windows user, so WSL will allow you to run all these Linux distribution directly, which does not need any separate virtual machines. Okay. So again, you have something called as cloud platforms where you have cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure, which offers you virtual Linux servers that you can use for your practice. So which you can connect with PuTTY in case if you have any host name or IP addresses available for those particular VMs and start working with it. Alright, so let's see how these platforms can be installed in. So the very first online platform that we did see is JS Linux. So open any one of the search engines and type JS Linux. So the first link that you would be receiving from the Bellard organizations, open it. So they offer different configurations based on the CPU storage and the operating system that is available. So herein, these different configurations that they offer supports a set of command under each configuration. So we will go with the first one to start with. So it takes some time in loading the entire system for you. So you can see this as the primary prompt shell. So this will have the root privileges as well. So going in future we will see what are these root privileges also, but as of now root is the super user who has all the kind of permission or all the privileges that the user can perform in. So the next one that we have is the Windows platform, where you will be using something called as WSL, which is Windows Subsystem for Linux. So you can install it manually or automatically. But when do you do it manually or when do you do it automatically? So if you're running very old versions of your Windows 10, then you need to go through the manual process of enabling all the Windows features and installing the distributions. So in case if you have versions of Windows prior to Windows 10 2004 or build is 19041, then you will have to perform manual installations. You can search for install WSL automatically or manually. So this will give you in detail steps on how the installation has to be done. So open the very first link that you would be receiving from the official communication of Microsoft. So herein you have the detailed steps on how the installations could be done. So open your PowerShell or command prompt in the administrator mode and type in the command wsl-install. So this is going to install the Windows subsystem for Linux in case the Windows that you're using is of the version 10 or 10 plus. Okay. So once you have successfully installed it, so the next step that you will have to perform is go to the Microsoft Store and search for any of the Linux distribution that you would be using in. So it could be Ubuntu, Debian, Kali Linux, any of the distribution that you would want. And you can search one of the distributions, install it, and create a user for it. So by default, you're going to have the root also. But again, the user that you are going to create for the first time will also have the root privilege. So you can create a user and a password for it. So in case if you forget the password, you can also reset it using a command called p8sswd, which is password, and reset the password for the user that you have created. And you can also specifically install any of the particular distribution that you want. And using the command wsl install -d and specify what is the distribution. So it could be directly you, if you want to give Ubuntu or Debian, something like that. So directly you would be able to give in the distribution name here and download that as well. For any reasons, when you're installing it, in case it shows you the help options where it says that you will not be able to download it, then you can do it manually. So you can say install ws manually. Again, you will find the detailed steps on how the installations could be done. So you can see in this article, the very first few steps that you will have to do it as a prerequisite is that you will have to enable the Windows subsystem in Linux and also enable the virtual machine system as well. Do it in the GUI. You can search for turn on or off. So you will be able to edit the Windows features over here. You can see that there are some checkpoints available. So you can check the points for Windows subsystem for Linux and also the virtual machine. So once these two checkpoints have been checked in, click on OK and restart your machine so that whatever the features changes that you have made will be activated. So once you are done with these steps, you can directly go to the fourth step, download the Linux kernel update package and start downloading that. So you have the direct link available over here. Just click on this link, which will navigate you to the MSI or exe file, and you can install it. And before that, in case if you are not able to check the checkpoints through GUI, you can also do it through the Linux command lines. So you can enable the Windows subsystem using the below command in the step 1, and also you can use enable virtual machine feature using the step 3, this Linux command. So once you're done with that, then you can download the Linux kernel update package and install it. So after you're done with the installation, you can go to the Microsoft Store and search for any Linux distribution that you want. And so these are some of the distributions that is available which will directly help you to download that particular distribution. So I've downloaded the Ubuntu 2204 LTS. So you can also download any one of the distribution that is available. So once you're done with it, you can again connect to the Windows terminal and start working with Ubuntu. So these are some of the Linux platforms that we could use in order to work with the Linux commands. So in the next session, we are going to see some of the basic commands. So the usage of basic commands and how to depict them in action as well. So keep this platforms ready so that we can start working on it. So this is it for today's session. Thank you.